Hey, welcome to day 6 of becoming a pro gamer. I just want to take this time to apologise first of all for not uploading videos quick enough. Reason for that is I've been working 2 jobs, trying to save up money for various things, but I've actually quit one of the jobs now, so hopefully I'll have a lot more time to spend giving you a quick update on what's going on at the moment. I did join one site, which shouldn't be named, but basically things didn't work out, arguments sprung up and whatever, and I left. So I left, took the team with me, and basically had to rebuild from scratch in the pro club side. So I've joined another site, which is similar in a sense, and I've had a much better response. I've had a lot of trials and a lot of people with different styles of play and stuff join the team. I've had a great co-manager so far. So the season's just started with that, so I'll keep you updated with that. And yeah, so in terms of playing Ultimate Team, I've been playing it a little bit. I've been grinding out some coins, playing against. I actually had a good few games against a guy who I thought was actually a lot better than me, and had a better team on paper and everything like that. But yeah, I won a good few games, and I think it wasn't down to so much about how it was close matches. There was like 2-1s and 3-2s and stuff like that. But it was more about how I played rather than the actual players that were on the pitch. And obviously the way I played was stuck to my guns, and took the tips on from the YouTube videos and stuff, and just kind of played the game that I wanted to play really. But it gave me the motivation, it gave me the spur to push on and to try and test out my skills in competitions and stuff. So I'm gonna join a few competitions, one-on-one competitions and stuff, and see how that plans out. What else? On the plus side, pardon me. On the plus side, I've now bought a domain for a website, and my domain is going to be called ProStar Esports, and it's going to be a multi-platform website, which is going to be great. So that's in development now, so I can add that into this vlog as well, and then hopefully that will then link into one of the steps of bringing the community to me, which is great. And then obviously the competition begins, and it's just you create that community sense, and you play against players that you wouldn't normally play against, and hopefully make your better skills. But the one thing that I wanted to talk about today that I haven't really touched on, because I've talked about motivation, but there's also the flip side of that as well, which is obviously being put down by people or by competitions or by losing, and how you can use that to channel it into your game. Yeah, and basically the way that I take the bad criticism, I've been called that I'm awful at FIFA. I've lost game after game after game after game, and to be honest, it's mentally draining. That's number one. Number one is that it's mentally draining. Secondly is that it can be physically draining, and we'll start off with mentally draining. Obviously you need to have the mental block to block out that kind of stuff, or to use that kind of stuff and turn it into something positive. Again, whether it's practicing more, whether it's pushing you to learn it, to watch that extra video, or to learn that extra skill or stuff like that. A prime example was I had a friend who recently, I reckon I shared his stream, and and once I shared his stream to a wider audience, you get some donuts that come into his stream, and he didn't. One thing led to another, and he didn't agree with what they were saying and stuff, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't want to stream anymore." And I was basically saying that you're gonna get that. You're gonna get people that are jealous, or don't want you to succeed, or want to be donuts or whatever because they're behind computer screens, or because you know, they're playing on their computers and stuff. Even on microphones, you know, you get people that basically chat a load of pony, and it can be nerve-wracking because I've experienced it myself. But I kept telling him, look, you shouldn't give up. You know, you're gonna get these type of people. You're gonna have to part parcel with it, and you're gonna have to deal with it. And in a way, it kind of spurred him to carry on, because he did carry on his streaming. Maybe not as much as what he wanted to, but he did carry on. And you know, and then it brought him on to the next thing of asking me for advice on what he should do next with his stream and how he can grow his stream and stuff. And I hold my hands up. I by no means am good at streaming or increasing my audience or anything like that. So don't ask me about that in the comments box or anything. But yeah, the point is that you've got to turn the negatives into a positive, and you've got to channel it into something that is going to benefit you. And yes, you know, when we go back to the mental and the physical, when we're talking about the physical side of it now, you know, you're playing FIFA, you're getting tired, you're getting emotional, you're screaming down a mic at people that you know you'll probably never meet in real life, as if it's a real football match and stuff. And yeah, it can be a lot, but you have to, that's my daughter by the way, trash in the room, but you have to turn it into a positive, and which is what I keep illustrating, and you have to, you know, use it as fuel to the fire, as they speak, yeah, and you know, push yourself to become better, to, you know, to do all that. And you just got to keep going. If you give up, you know, you're letting them win. So that's my sound advice. Stay tuned for some more videos, which hopefully will be coming a lot more often now, and stay tuned for other news as well.